Oh yeah! Howdy everybody, how you been? That's what I like to hear. Where's the pen, Christopher? Where's the pen? Alright, I'll use a pencil. How many of you do this? You keep a pen around your desk, it doesn't even work, and every time you need a pen, that's the pen that you reach for. I don't know. Well, we made it. May 20th, 2020. I swear, it feels like May is flying by. April and March just seem to take forever, but here it is. What am I about? This is the week, Memorial Day weekend this weekend. Next weekend, I got a couple of comedy shows. You know, the thing about comedy shows on the Zoom, they lose a little bit of the obviously. Obviously they do. And you can't do any major act outs or rely on the way that you look necessarily to save you. You can't do crowd work or, there's no easy saves. All of your little tricks are taken away. It really is just about your writing. And if you start doing, tricks into the camera, and now you're a prop comic, Some of them I've seen have been very funny, but some of them fail. So, it's hard. Do you want to charge people for comedy with $5, $10? I mean, yes. People want to donate to entertainers that they like. They want to help support businesses and comedy studios. Everybody's doing these online shows. Dow Comedy Studio, Flappers, Hollywood Improv is doing shows every day. They're live streaming on Instagram. Oh, excuse me. I got to touch my face today. I ran errands today. We got crazy. Is that all we're going to talk about with the comedy open mic? I got to show the 29th. I got to show the 30th. I got to show June 11th. There it is. Boom, 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 boom. But they all take place right here in this room. So it's not like they're that exciting. I don't know. I can't tell if I like them or not. I mean, I enjoy seeing my friends, but, doing this, I did a Zoom mic last night. It was just, a bunch of hacks, myself included. It didn't feel like I got anything done. It does feel like you keep the connection with your comedy buddies, One thing I forgot about through the whole thing is how many comics I hate. Not hate, but I just, how many comics are you... And that goes for every comedian. Every comedian feels that way about 50% of the comics that are out there. Oh, God, not for me. Nothing I want to listen to. Nothing that interests me, for whatever reason. It could be material, it could be skill level, it could be persona. There's many reasons not to like somebody. You have to really make it all click to get the audience to like you. That's kind of the key. I'm getting them to like me with this crazy new hair, right? You like that? Woo! Getting fluffy. I went to visit a friend of mine. I've known him for 20 years. And his hair is like puffy. And I go, dude, that actually looks like that should be your haircut. You look good with that, with the little soul patch. And it was booming. I liked it. Yesterday, in lieu of the online visitations, we did some drive-bys. We went and visited some friends, just around, Encino, WeHo, whatever, NoHo. Just backyard drive-bys. A couple of them we just waved. Hey, what's up? Good to see you. Just want to let you know I'm care. A couple of them we stopped. Most of the time, here's how it goes. You go to somebody's house. You let them know you're there, however, via text, call, whatever. Then you generally walk around to the backyard, and then you'll hang out in the backyard. That's kind of how social distancing has become. Which, if you think about it, that's like the old days. If somebody came to your house, let's just say that you were in middle school or high school. We'll just pick a random person that is definitely not based on me. You go to a girl's house that you like. The family's like, this is not going to work out. We already know that she doesn't like you. We need to socially distance from you. So they would make you walk around the yard into the backyard where then she could dump you at a social distance with the family watching from... Is that not ringing a bell? Is that just somebody... Is that just me? Is that just... Asking for a friend? All right. No, I mean, that's... Yeah, that's real. But I remember that, like having to walk around the house. They're like, no, we don't even want you in the house, bro. We don't even want to give off the illusion that we like you. Just walk around. And could you bring the trash can back up when you're coming? All right. So that's what's up. Comedy open mic. What else is comedy? Our freaking leader. All right. You know I'm not just here to bash Trump. Because there's enough of that on TV. But you can't defend him. Jesus Christ. Look, so Trump said he's been taking the hydroxychloroquine. Hydroxychloroquine. But that quin is also part of the quinine that is found in tonic, gin and tonic. They were having a problem with malaria. It's a malaria drug. So they couldn't figure out a way to get everybody to drink it. So they decided to mix it with alcohol. And that seems to work every time. So gin and tonics, if you want to know why that's very popular, because in India there was malaria. They hadn't discovered the mosquitoes yet. They needed everybody to drink the quinine. How are you going to get them to drink the quinine? We mix it with gin every afternoon. Suddenly we're all drunk. I'm just saying, if they put vitamin C into Bud Light, we'd have a healthier nation. Right? You're thinking about that right now, yeah. Vitamins in the beer. How come we didn't think about that? It'd be that Michelob Ultra that started that shit, though, wouldn't it? I mean, they kind of have it. Or, Four Loko is like an energy drink mixed with booze. Absolutely what you don't want. See, that's the problem. You can be drunk as shit, right? And then some drugs mixed in the mix. Boom, you're back to normal. You're fine. But now you're really churning off the... All right. So Trump's taking this drug, hydroxychloroquine. Now, it's unproven. FDA says don't take it. There's definitely side effects. It's definitely used for people that require it. A lot of people that have been taking it since what I'll call before the pause, before the hype, before Corona. People that were taking it, that it was part of their everyday thing because they were suffering from lupus or whatever. Now they can't get it because the hype is on it. They can't get it. So that is what sucks about believing a false cure. Also, it's not proven that it helps coronavirus. It's just as arbitrary as curing yourself of coronavirus or eating bananas or any other thing. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it cures, it's not going to... But here's the thing. Now just hear me out, There's no official proof that Trump is actually taking this stuff. Okay? He's just saying he's taking it. Oh, would he lie about this? Dude, he lies about everything. There's no thing he will not lie about. Did you wear brown shoes yesterday? No, I wore black. We have a picture of you. I don't know what you're talking about. Like, that's the kind of stuff we're dealing with. So, maybe he's just telling everybody that he's taking this stuff so that it appears, you know what I mean? It gives that oomph. Because once again, it's all about branding, And if you believe in Trump brand, I don't know what to tell you. But that's what I think, is that he's not, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think he's really taking it every day because he wouldn't take anything every day. He doesn't even take his vitamins every day. He doesn't do anything every day. I think he does until he gets bored and he's like, I'm not going to do it anymore. I mean, I don't know. Listen, there's a million people out there that are armchair psychiatrists and psychologists that have, hundreds of pages of analytics on Trump and other presidents and the issues and blah, blah, blah. Who cares, man? Who's going to get it? Either you believe the dude or you don't believe the dude. I can't believe the dude anymore. Hydroxychloroquine. Don't take it, please. Please don't drink the bleach. Please don't inject whatever's. I haven't done any. I won't inject anything, right? I have been sniffing some borax, though. So I am 100% ant-free. People do weird stuff. People want to get high. People want to escape the real world. They want to get boozed. They want to do whatever. Look at any prohibition. Oh, talk about the booze and the weed, and guess who shows up? We talk about the prohibition in America. That did nothing except for consolidate the power among a few distilleries, breweries, and mostly the distributors. And, of course, the states, who are the distributors in some areas. America, prohibition is incredible. Here you go. She likes this pen with no ink on it. That's why I keep the pen here. It's the pen with no ink. And did we put where was I going? Big liquor lobby? It all goes back to this. Kendall Jackson wine sucks. You know it. I know it. Budweiser sucks. Most things that are the #1 brand of whatever kind of sucks when you talk to somebody who cares about that product. Whatever computer you like or shoes or car or whatever. There's always somebody that's going to be like, no, that's not the good quality. All right, enough about the Trump, right? Enough. I want to talk about that. Have you guys been reading? I've told you The Elephant Man, True Story of the Elephant Man. Dude, that is one of the saddest books ever written. For many reasons. But it's really sad because A, it's mostly true, or at least based upon a true story, and you can see that the ideas in there are true, you know, and that this poor soul who has to suffer, because he's different. I mean, how many of us feel sad, lonely, isolated? We don't want to go home at night because we're alone. We don't want to sleep at night because we're alone. We feel left out. We feel like the world has left us behind and that we don't have a place in this world. Now imagine you feel that way and then your face is like this. Like we feel that we look like this. We look somewhat normal. And we got all those mental issues going on. But what if you really were messed up? I almost said the F word again. I'm trying not to say the F word, okay? I know it's my podcast and nobody really cares. But just for my own edification. Plus maybe I'll get a sponsor. I don't know. But man, I got to tell you, this Joseph Merrick, what amazes me is that people haven't changed since this book came out. And it talks about all the terrible things people haven't changed. There's still going to be a circus master that would take advantage of this. I mean, look at it now. How many bosses are out there getting sued for, sexual harassment or stealing the wages, messing up? I mean, I can't tell you how many lawsuits I've been involved in about we need you to just either sign this petition or I only had to testify a couple times. But it's always about like they didn't pay you for your lunches. I'm like, no, they don't pay you for lunches. They expect you to work right through with no break. And when you complain, you get laughed at. And I swear to God, the manager was like, that's not true. And I go, we were all there at the staff meeting when you laughed at us. And we said, hey, are we supposed to clock out for lunches? Or are we supposed to, what are we supposed to do for lunches? Do we clock out? Do we not clock out? Do you automatically take it out of the check? Do we get to go actually take a lunch break? And he was just like, you're an idiot. You're not getting a break here. You're only working 6 or 8 hours. You don't need a break. Well, when we were in front of the jury and the judge, and all of a sudden he thought we deserved a break. It's kind of weird how the law affects people like that. All right, so read the books. Don't take hydroxychloroquine. Definitely read books. We're going to end on that. Let's talk a little bit more. I tried to pitch you with this one, so I can work with that one. Okay? I want to talk more about Michigan. I'm going to write it down here so I don't forget. Okay? Michigan is important because, bro, 2 giant dams broke in Michigan and they're having terrible flooding. Now, if you're not familiar with the geography of Michigan, it's in 2 parts. There's what they call the Mitten and what they call the Upper Peninsula. The Upper Peninsula is definitely what it says it is. It's like a triangle-shaped piece. But down south in the Mitten, so in the little hole that makes the Mitten, that's called Saginaw Bay. And the town is called Saginaw. And right in there is where this flooding is taking place. They're saying that the city could be under 9 feet of water. That's horrific. We don't wish bad things upon anybody, ever. I mean, when the flooding is in Houston or if it's in New Orleans or if it doesn't matter. Flooding is bad. Oh, flood's the worst. But here's my question. All those militia guys that were protesting at the Capitol the other day because they're mad at the virus, are they up there protesting against the floodwater? Are they letting the floodwater know that by flooding the towns, that is stepping on their rights and that it's a ploy of the Democrats to flood the towns with water? Right? And the media is blowing it out of proportion when they say that there's water in the towns. Like, I want to see the militia guys go there and protest that. Why aren't you protesting the rain, brother? What happened? Where's your right to bear on? What is it you see? My point is, it doesn't matter when nature comes against you. You're trying to protest this virus. It's just as stupid as you going and protesting a flood. You think the floodwaters are going to see your gun and be like, oh, you know what? We better listen to this fella. He got some hollow points. Like, what kind of idiots? I mean, that's what I'm saying. An idiot with a gun is still an idiot, But you got to respect the firepower of the gun. That's why they carry the gun, because you wouldn't respect the man without the gun. You know what I'm saying? But where are those guys now? I don't see them. Where are they? Why aren't you out there protesting the... I know. Like, Christopher, why are you so worked up about this? Because these dudes are out there, threatening people's lives, bullying people, right? That's what happens when you show up with a fucking shotgun in your hand. Like that's to threaten somebody. That's the whole purpose, right? Determine. And yet they're protesting against nature, the coronavirus, right? Telling the governor that they're going to shoot her if she doesn't open up the cities. Well, what about the city that's flooded? Who are you going to shoot if this flooded city can't open, bro? Where's your logic? You just left it at the, you know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't make any sense. You want it on one side, but you don't want it on the other side. And that's the part that kind of blows my mind. Like, why are you protesting nature? You're angry at sunlight because you got a sunburn, so you're going to show up with a fucking gun? And, I said the F word. Look, you made me angry. I said the F word. I don't know the problem. I'm just saying, like, if you're all about, this is bad for the economy, bro, floods are bad for the economy. Blizzards are bad for the economy. You're going to go, right? Where's the protest? Where's the armed protest against the blizzard for your right to open your business? It's the same thing. I guess that's what I understand. All right, I'll leave it at that. I want to end on a somewhat happy note. It's not really, I don't know. Let's just end on some not coronavirus note, okay? Joe Rogan sold his podcast to Spotify for a deal that might be $100 million. That's what all podcasters dream of. Every podcaster who's ever started, anybody who's ever hit record in the last 11 years has thought, I want to get some of that Rogan action. And not the money, but the ability to have any guest, like anybody besides you. You're my favorite, though. You're my favorite. The ability to have any guest, to talk about any subject, to do anything, to upgrade and do whatever. I think it's inspiring to all people. The money, it's going to be the same thing. But I don't have Spotify. I refuse to have Spotify. It's way too many ads. And why would I pay for music that I already own? Yeah, like why would I still buy albums. I still buy records. Even if it's on the iTunes or whatnot. I don't need to rent music that they want me to hear. I might as well listen to the radio. So I don't have Spotify. So I won't be. I've never listened to an ad on the Rogan podcast. Because I watch it on YouTube with ad blocker, so I don't have any. But whatever. But my point is, what's my point? When I first heard about that Rogan, I was like, oh man, that guy sucks, And I was a hater because I thought that I thought news radio was awesome, but I thought Fear Factor was just the dumbest show that I'd ever like. It was back when reality shows were just starting to bump up, and I was like, I can't, I don't want to go watch anybody's. The dude's on Fear Factor. I don't want to. Then I watched a few, and I was like, oh, and then we started watching MMA a lot, and I'm like, oh, this guy's actually knows what the hell he's talking about. Now, a lot of people don't like Rogan because he doesn't agree with what they're saying, but if you wait around long enough, he'll agree with what you're saying, He just depends on who's on the podcast. I mean, that's what logic does, When you get a little more data, and then you change your opinion. Like, oh, I used to believe in Bigfoot, but there's never been any proof of Bigfoot. When he first started doing the podcast, I just watched it for the Bigfoot stuff. It'd be like whole segments on Bigfoot. You'd be like, nobody else is talking about this, bro. This is the conspiracy theory. And now you're like, there's no Bigfoot. Yeah. It kind of takes all the fun out of it. Like, you ever watch that show, Ghost Hunters or Bigfoot Hunters or anything that's not real hunters on any of those shows? It's the same show every time. Shh. That could be a squatch. And then it's not. My point is, good luck to you, Rogan. You'll never see this, but man, I'll tell you what, my favorite Rogan podcast was he had Bernie Sanders on to just talk, and I was like, wow, this would change people's mind if they would just watch it. He's got Elon Musk on there. He's got a lot of the movers and the shakers. Not just B-rate comedians, not just A-rate comedians, not just people that are his friends, people that are, got stuff to talk about. Dr. Rhonda Patrick was on there the other day, dropping some coronavirus knowledge. It's good. Eventually we'll have a guest here that can speak English. Or speak at all. English is kind of secondary. We can do it in any language with subtitles. I don't care. Guys, that's the show for today. Thank you for showing up. It's been a big, beautiful Wednesday. Tomorrow is Thursday. It's trash day. We'll update you on that. That's how boring my life is. Is that everything we wanted to talk about? Good God, yes. Thanks, guys. I love you.